So now it is that your girl's recording. Let's go ahead. Let's jump into this next damn reaction. Now, Casper, shout outs to you. When Miles, Mr. Miles Morales, bodied the entire Spidey society to save his dad. I got my popcorn ready, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? So without further ado, let's get into this next video, y'all. Let's do it.
So we start off with Miles in a spot seemingly having the same visions, and Miles was like, what was that? Our future. And he vows to take everything from him. This vid ain't even about the spot, but my son went from villain of the week to a real threat. Got my son Miles out here shook. This must be how them predators felt since they updated the patch notes. Now these wannabe Chris Hansen's running around beating the shit out of them. So they do the only thing Falcon could do last video and run away. Meanwhile, the entire building is collapsing because the spot basically nuked that hoe. So Miles told them,
we'll clear the path. You slow down that building.
And you see how they listening to him? He clearly was meant to be Spider-Man. I do not care. So they get the moving, saving a bunch of civilians from becoming like the MCU civilians. A bunch of KD boosters. But the building is raw wave pounds, meaning it's too big to hold up. So their web snap, causing the building to slide down. But meanwhile, Miles is still doing his Spider-Man duties. Running through this building to save these people from becoming like Obito, a rock victim. And we cut to Pavitra, and I know I butchered the hell out of that name. Must have been around Floyd Mayweather for too long, and he's out here saving civilians with a damn yo-yo. He out here putting the Avengers to shame with this Neolithic ass weapon. So inspirational. And then he grabs Miles' hand, and while they fall, and drops the civilians on the top of a building and get right back to that action. Like Fly reacts in a basketball. This is not a combo I expected to see, but they cooking right now. And then we get this clean scene with Gwen, Pavitra, Miles, and Hogan.
This shit means something to me, man.
And then they spawn to the ground, still saving people from being the opposite of a earthbender. So a bus is falling into a hole being made into the ground, and Pavitra sees his love interest. The MJ to his Peter, the Miles to his Gwen, the Twitch streamers to grooming. So that means he
don't do this.
The MJ to his Peter, the Miles to his Gwen.
Gwen, I'm still side-eyeing you. I don't care. Now, this next Spideyverse, we ain't gonna get this until 2026 or maybe even 2027. Because production is playing a lot of games. They playing a lot of games with me, just as much as that Gwen is. Gwen, I'm still side-eyeing you. I still had to side-eye you for what it is that you did to Miles. You had no business go ahead and betraying my nigga like that, bro. You had no business go ahead and being a double agent. I'm looking at you a little weird, sis.
The Twitch streamers to grooming, so that means he really likes her. So he webs in, shoots a web, and catches them from falling. And let's take a second and look at my son's suit. He the only one that can pull off the cut out the hair suit. Insomniac tried that shit with Miles Morales, and
yeah, I'm terrible. I'm terrible.
Video game devs need to retire that Killmonger haircut expeditiously. No,
bro, I'm so tired of this damn haircut. Tired.
Don't save her. She don't want to be saved. Musical note.
Video game devs need to retire that kill.
Bro, I don't know why devs just feel like it is that black men just like, oh, black man with dreads automatically Killmonger hairstyle. I don't know why y'all think it is like, and mind you, I've only seen on one hand that hairstyle in real life, and even still, I was still shocked at the fact that was a thing. I'm like, wow, like, and people actually do this. But I need y'all to like do more different. Like, you know what's bad when it is that you could go play on Sims, get a couple different mods and stuff like that. I wouldn't say the hairstyles it is that's already within the game. No. I'm talking about some mods. You know what's bad when it is you got to go ahead and get some mods it is that don't reflect this. Of the hairstyle, the typical hairstyle, bro. It's so annoying. They need to recan this hairstyle. Recan it. I'm tired of it. Let it go.
Killmonger haircut expeditiously. No black person with 2 working brain cells is rocking that. Meanwhile, after Gwen saves these 2 civilians, Lila tells her that the markers are predicting an incoming canon event. So she starts moving like every Jake Paul opponent, throwing a fight. Shorty was out here acting like she was really trying to save the inspector. Pavitra calls out to the inspector, but he preoccupied holding up a damn bus. Meanwhile, Miles is up on top, and his spider senses started tinkling. So he tries to jump off, but this gonna grab him. And this is where he should have known that this was trying trying to set him up. Miles thinking so
Yup.
innocently that she's just worried about him. Tells her that he'll be fine. You don't gotta worry about me, baby girl. Later I'll show you what other places I can shoot these webs from. And then jumps off while she's
Whoa.
reaching out like a damn 90s singer. I know Miguel was watching that replay sick, thinking to himself, this bitch ain't even try to stop him. So Miles runs in, grab him and the girl and puts him on his shoulders and starts running away. But he gotta be quicker than that. Trying to run and dodge, but eventually rubble falls on all of them. Gwen and Hobie jump down and she goes to find them and helps Miles. And she sees that Miles saved the little girl. But it pans over to the right and the inspector pops up and I just know she was like,
Shit.
Nigga.
Fuck. Man, God
Gwen acting like she didn't want the inspector dead.
damn.
Pavitra and Hobie saved the bus, and my son wasted no time instantly running over to her. Started raising up Gaitari, who is of course the inspector's daughter. And then we cut over to Gwen and she gets a notification that the cannon event was disrupted. And I'm sure a lot of y'all done been through some cannon events in your life. You probably got cheated on with the jail, did crack. Hey, I'm not here to judge. But for those
I can, like, I mean, being cheated on, yes, but I ain't never been to jail or never did no crack. Hell no, bro. If you want to consider coffee as crack, then like, yeah, I'll classify that. But like, no, gang, that's not something is people just do. People just don't be out here just wholeheartedly say, hey, listen, booger sugar. You know what I'm saying? I know people don't do that.
those who don't know what a canon event is, it's an important event in your life that shapes who you are and what you become. So for Spider-Man, this is like Uncle Ben dying, or in Miles' case, Uncle Aaron. So Miles asked her what she thinks and she was like,
What I always think. You're amazing.
This motherfucker don't miss.
No, he's fucking good.
That motherfucker don't miss, man.
but this is where things take a dark turn because everything around them starts glitching and the Spider Society comes to fix and contain the black hole. And this is where Jessica invites all of them to Spider Society, but that shit was no invite. So we skip to Spider Society and Miguel is above him trying his hardest to be vicious. Meanwhile down there, Miles is looking at Gwen because the lift is slower than Floyd Mayweather and Antonio Brown at a spelling bee. But Miles tries
Damn.
bonding with him over the fact that they're both mixed with Latino. Shit was probably sounding like a Logic interview.
You're biracial. It's biracial rapper. In black and white, biracial, black and white. Biracial, white racial, black father and a white mother.
His ass be holding on to that 1/4% for dear life. Let it go. Miles tells him that he has a few ideas to catch the spot and that Iris side really starts to come out because he throws the tamale my son brought him at his head and tells him that he put a hole in the multiverse and was talking to Gwen like,
There is no passion, there is no vision, there is no aggression, there is no fucking mindset in this football club.
and Peter B. Parker shows up. And now my son back with MJ and he has a daughter. But what is supposed to be a good time instantly turns bad because Miguel starts explaining to Miles about a canon event. Chapters that are part of every Spider story. It's like when child actors turn into junkies. It was always meant to happen. And it shows all of the Spider-Man
Stop. Cut that out. Cut that out.
canon events, and he explains to Miles how the story is supposed to go. That the captain in each Spider-Man story is supposed to die, but when that canon event is broken, it begins to turn into Rod Wave's stomach, a black hole. But Miles like, hold up, my
What did Rod Wave do to get this levels of strays? I mean, Rod Wave gets strays from every commentator with this type of stuff, bro. What did he do? What did he do?
dad is about to be captain. But Miguel looking at him like,
Fuck, man. I'm mad too.
straight up lying through his teeth. You know he does not care about Miles' father. And Miles starts getting visions of the future, seeing that the spot is the one that's going to cause his father's death. Miles asked them to send him home, but he ain't going for none of that.
What am I supposed to do? Just let him die?
Wow.
Now that is insane. And as Miles is talking, he starts getting surrounded by every spider person and he starts looking around like,
Oh, you motherfuckers. Okay. All right. You think you can do this to me?
as he
Right.
starts realizing they was setting him up. And he tells him that he can't ask him to not save his father. So he says, I'm not asking, and then locks my boy up. And with Miles being locked up right now, the only crime he has committed is having a loving relationship with his father.
Bro, bro, I don't blame Miles for this, bro. Especially wearing this, like, hey, listen, if I'm gonna save my dad, I'm gonna save him. So the fact that this is like, y'all telling me it is that like I can't go save my dad? Nah, y'all trifling. Y'all set me up and y'all trifling, and I'm going ahead and I'm blaming Gwen. I'm blaming her. Wholeheartedly with my chest blaming her. Cause like there's no way in hell you gonna sit there and be like, listen, like something's about to happen to my dad. Like, I gotta go. This is like, no, you ain't. You gonna stay right the fuck there. Nah, no, absolutely not.
Niggas like me cannot relate. Being Spider-Man is the equivalent of being Blueface and Krishan Rock's son. Straight hard knock life.
Wow. Wow.
Crime he has committed is having a loving relationship with his father. Niggas like me cannot relate. Being Spider-Man is the equivalent of being Blueface and Krishan Rock's son. Straight hard knock life. Obi comes in with the assist though, tells him to use his palm and shock the entire cage. So he does, sending everybody flying back. Pauses there for a second.
W Obi. W-mans were telling him that. Because not even Gwen was gonna sit there and tell him how to get out of that.
Realizing he not bro that be doing them AI moves on TikTok. He's the real Miles. Running away instantly as Miguel and all the Spider-Man run after him except Hobie. Bro quit on the spot. The definition of a real one. Meanwhile, Miguel is chasing down Miles and he's like, stop whatever you're doing and stop Spider-Man. And we get this scene right here.
Now I'm curious if Miles can match Peter in terms of strength when they stop holding back 90% of the time.
No, facts, absolutely.
Ay, coño, Sector 4. So they turn around and look at Sector 4 and they like,
Who the fuck is this nigga, bro?
So he starts hearing Miguel call out to him and he turns around and Miles is on his back. And this is where we in for a show. Miles gets tackled, but he gets out of that, treating these other Spider-Men like they baby food. He dodges to it.
Stop. That's Ari in the Sonic verse. Stop.
Explosive and uses bro face as a launch pad, jumping off of it, but gets tackled by a spider cat as it's trying to rip my son Miles' face off. But Miles' face is more durable than Kim K's ass, so he grabs it, but it instantly shoots him in the face with a web, so he drops that hoe. If that cat had Rod Wave dinner plate lives going, it's
Bro, another Rod Wave stray. It said, do you guys think I should ask this white girl to homecoming tomorrow? I mean, do you like her? Does she like you? You know what I mean? Like, if you think, do better, gang. If you think it is that, like, if you got a shot, go for it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Now, if she tells you no, and then you come back to me and whatnot, I'd be like, all right, hey, listen, I asked her and she said no. You can't blame me. I'm just asking the question. I'm just like, you know what I'm saying? I was gonna ask this. This motherfucker is the D1 hater when it comes to Rod. I don't know what Rod Wave did, but justice for him, bro.
It's safe to say he's cooked, but Miles keeps moving, dodging a damn Spider Rex and literal hundreds of spider people. And keep in mind, this only his third day out here. He doing this shit as a rookie, taking on these veteran Spider-Man. I looked at my uncle and then, let me guess, he died. As Miles and 30 other Spider-Men come crashing through. Miles blisters through this corridor, throwing a spider monkey off him. Meanwhile, the Spider-Man behind him moving like Sketch. Bro, get off of your knees. Miles dodges a bullet twice, making room when the back gets shot, and then he jumps on a horse as they start to do a Mexican standoff. But Miles is just like this bitch right here. Skips the cow, webbing him in the face and takes his horse. Miguel starts moving though, catching up instantly, but a spider wolf jumps in next, and Miles pushes him down. All these weird ass spider organisms. It's clear to me they was out here hiring anybody. As Miles is looking back, running away, he turns around to see a demon in front of him. He weaves out the way, and while Miguel is chasing him down, webs up to cheese that high ground advantage. But when he gets to the top, he's surrounded by thousands of Spider-Men. Miguel pops up and look at bro. This nigga is a threat. Shoots his web, launching him at Miles. But Miles, thinking anything is better than an alternative, runs through a literal wall, jumping out of the building. So of course they all jump down, following after him. Meanwhile, Jessica is telling Gwen that the only way to save the world is for them to capture Miles, and tells her to deal with it. We cut back and Miguel is still full court pressing Miles, cutting his web, and while he's falling, Jessica comes in with the assist, kicking him in the stomach, but Gwen comes through, webs Miles, saving him from falling, but he looking up like,
Man, you stupid bitch!
and rips the web off. My son Miles been listening to that.
That's not funny. Not funny. Now, before it is that somebody just sit there and be like, hey, listen, you know, Ari, you know, Gwen didn't have a choice. This is the next blah, blah, blah. I understand her story. No, I do. I wholeheartedly understand it. Do I agree with how it is she's moving within this movie? No, I don't. I wholeheartedly don't. It's just like, dang, shorty. It's like you knew what was coming. You knew what it is that they was telling you. And it's just like, dang, like you're playing you're playing both sides of the fence. You're straddling the fence, and that's not good. But I mean, I get it. I understand it. I'm not gonna be hard on her. I'm not. I'm not gonna be that hard on her. But you know what I'm saying? Yes, dodging the temptation of the milk.
Dr. Umar, he not fucking with the snow bunnies no more. Ben Riley comes through and he got my son in a damn noogie and talking shit while doing it. This is sick work, but Miles rips his explosives, making it go off and starts running away again, but he's tied up, leaving a punch, sending them all crashing through an underground tunnel, making them lose track of Miles. But then he gets webbed up by Peter B. Parker, telling Miles that he had his daughter because of him, but Miles was like...
But anywho,
webs him up, breaks the vent, and then goes down and blasts through. Gwen throws Jessica up, and she goes to hit Miles, but he weaves. And bro, if she wasn't pregnant, I know Miles would have activated that Chris Breezy, beating the shit out of her. But still, he webs her motorcycle and kicks it out the way, webbing her and throwing her at a truck. Bro, she's still pregnant. Relax. Meanwhile, Miguel on chase down again, goes to hit Miles, but he weaves out the way, dodging all his attacks while talking shit. Being a Spider-Man villain gotta be the worst thing. Niggas be talking shit while whooping your ass. That is crazy. Webbing him in the face, grabbing hold of the ceiling and kicking him. But this nigga is a demon. Still manages to hang on, grabbing his arm, but he rips off his day pass instead. And because of that, Miles starts glitching again, but he manages to hold on, climbing all the way up, but when he gets to the top, he falls down. But when he looks down, Miguel is ripping through the entire train and climbing up. And the entire time he's doing that, Miles is like, are those claws? Are you sure you even Spider-Man? So he took this as his chance to shit on Miles. Who do you really think you are? And then Miles starts having his lock-in moment, jumping off, kicking him, making him fall, but Miguel recovers, grabbing him with his web, and while he's flying in the air, Miles turns around and throws a web at his face. That shit in his jeans gotta be Roberto Clemente's son. Look at that stance. He rips off Miguel's web and falls back down, landing on a car, but Miguel moving like Brock, praying for Peter to die, coming out of nowhere, tackling him into a car. He goes for a punch, but it gets blocked, and this entire time he's telling Miles that he's an anomaly, slamming him down on a car, pressing my son. All of this because he's the original anomaly. I'm crying. He out here treating Miles like people be treating mutants in X-Men.
And like Miguel was literally treating Miles as if like trying to save his father was the worst thing possible. He's like, oh, he's just disrupted he's made a disturbance of the force. He's disrupted the canon event. He must perish. Like, gang, you see how it is that he was ripping through the damn train in order to get to Miles? Like, bro, relax. He's a child. He's a kid, bro. Relax.
Niggas will see the Hulk and be like, oh nah, he cool, let's off the Wolverine or something. What did I do? The car gets hit, making Miguel fall, and when he catches onto the car, this lady gonna snitch on my boy. So Miles was like, so Miguel jumps up and grabs Miles' leg and throws him at a wall, telling him he's an anomaly anywhere he goes. That like Bronny James on a basketball court, he's out of place. Jumping in, and Miles hits him with the right and gives him a three-piece with the elbow, and then he just jumps out of there, weaving a slash. Miguel jumps up next, tackling Miles all the way down, but he catches himself before falling. And when he grabs back on, he tells Miles that he's the original anomaly, that he isn't supposed to be Spider-Man because the spider that gave him his powers wasn't from his dimension. And I just know the spider that gave our Miles powers was like,
congratulations to the first artist that could have been, man. This fuck nigga ain't had nothing. This fuck nigga was broke.
And he's saying this all while climbing up, and tells him he inadvertently got his Peter Parker killed just because he was Spider-Man. And I just know Miles was like,
I'm like, what he say fuck me for?
Because the way Miles got bit, I could have sworn it was destiny. Shit was like Kyson that being 410. It was meant to happen. Miles shoots his webs at Miguel and he cussed him. Rushes in, grabs Miles, shoots his web, and then slams him on his back, all while telling Miles he's a mistake. Bro just trying to save his dad. What did he do? And then he gets all up in his face telling him this is all his fault. And then he says it.
You don't belong here.
That's gotta be racist. There's no way.
And Miles finding out that everybody knew. My boy getting backdoored left and right. He don't know who to trust. Miguel still pressing him with that shitty ass breath. Calls him a kid, and we know Miles don't like this. That snow bunny must have changed his life. So he starts talking shit right back, telling him that he lured hundreds of spider people away and that this was all in his plan. Nigga think he Eisen and starts charging up his venom blast. And I was in the theaters like,
Oh my god, he's gonna say it.
He gonna say it. He gonna say it.
Everyone keeps telling me how my story is supposed to go.
Nah.
I'm gonna do my own thing.
That's what I'm talking about.
This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. This shit means something He said the line. He said it. He said the line. Oh my gosh, bro. Just hearing that again, it's just like, nah, I'm gonna do my own thing.
And blasts his ass all the way back, making him fall all the way down. So Miles gets up and says goodbye to his snow bunny and falls away in the cleanest way, just letting the wind take him. But Miguel, being the demon he is, cannot let this slide, jumping all the way down and chasing after Miles. Meanwhile, Miles is already back at Spider Society, using his invisibility to sneak past Spider Bite and go back home. And just as he's about to get away, the demon comes crashing through the window, running after Miles. He jumps on a machine, hitting it, but like Tyler Hero punches, them shit's doing no damage. So he uses the claws, ripping through. I'm confused as to whether he want to save the world or kill this man right now. And Miles is too. He in there looking shook. So he looks at Spider Bite, knowing she gonna fuck with the kid. As he smirks, puts on a shiesty and gets beamed up, going back to save his dad.
What I'm talking about! That's why he's the MVP! That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
Yep. Did my boy dirty, bro. Like, just imagine this, bro. You just trying to save your own dad, and everybody's just like, yep, nah, nope. Get him. Get him. Get him. Crazy. Man, the fact that we gotta wait until 2026 for the next Spider-Verse, bro. I know it's gonna cook something serious, but the fact that we gotta wait that long, man. But Casper, shout outs to you. Thank you so much for the video. Shout outs to y'all in the chat. And shout outs to you at home. I will catch y'all in the next video.